The man who started World War I then disappeared. It only took one bullet to shake the world. But what if I told you that the man who fired that bullet, the man who started World War I, vanished into the shadows of history? They know he assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand on June 28, 1914. Most people know the name Gavrilo Princip, but few know what really happened after he pulled the trigger. And even fewer know that his story didn't end in triumph, or justice, or even war glory. It ended in a cold, dark prison cell, with chains so tight they carved into his bones until the day he died, weighing just 88 pounds. Here's the truth they don't teach in school. Gavrilo Princip was only 19 when he shot the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne in Sarajevo. He didn't expect to survive. He believed it would be a glorious sacrifice. But the moment he was captured, everything changed. He wasn't executed. Why? Because under Austro-Hungarian law, you couldn't be given the death penalty if you were under 20. He missed it by 1 month. So instead of a firing squad, he got 20 years of hard labor. But they didn't send him to an ordinary prison. They sent him to Fortress, a place colder than Siberia, damper than a crypt, and filled with rats the size of dogs. He was locked in solitary confinement. No bed, no sunlight. His right arm, shattered during his arrest, was never treated properly. Within 2 years, it had to be amputated. He lost his fingers. Then his ribs began collapsing from malnutrition and tuberculosis. He coughed up blood for months. By 1980, just as the war he had started was tearing Europe to shreds, Gavrilo Princip was barely alive. He was skin and bones. He weighed less than some children. He could barely speak. And on April 28, 1980, just months before the end of the war, he died broken, forgotten, and buried in an unmarked grave. But here's where the story gets even stranger. When the war ended and empires fell, people went searching for answers. Was Gavrilo a lone assassin or a puppet? Documents revealed that Princip was part of a secret group called the Black Hand, an underground Serbian nationalist movement so mysterious that even today, its full network remains a puzzle to historians. They trained in the shadows, they smuggled weapons across borders, and they had multiple backup assassins stationed along Franz Ferdinand's route that day in Sarajevo. Was Gavrilo who almost gave up and went to buy a sandwich until the Archduke's car turned down the wrong street. In fact, the first assassin failed, the second missed, the third. The odds were astronomical, and yet, in a twist of fate and geography, history exploded from a wrong turn and a sandwich shop. But here's the final mystery. For decades after the war, rumors spread that Princip didn't die in prison. Others swore they saw him in Moscow. One theory says he was taken by Russian intelligence and replaced by a body death fake to erase evidence of larger conspiracies. Some claimed he escaped. Why la right? And yet, in the 1920s, bones were discovered in an unmarked grave, but not enough to confirm identity. No head, no complete skeleton. To this day, no definitive forensic proof exists that Gavrilo Princip is buried where his tombstone now stands. Was he truly the mastermind of the Great War's spark, or just a pawn in a much darker game? And most chilling of all, if one teenager, armed with nothing more than a pistol and an idea, could start a world war, could it happen again? Think about how fragile peace really is. Next time, we're diving into the Black Hand itself, how it operated, who funded it, and why some believe its influence never really died. History doesn't just repeat itself. Sometimes, it never stopped.